Morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us right now at 7. I'm Tracey McCain.
And I'm Caitlin Nuclo. You're watching Eyewitness News here on the Wax, and it is a first alert weather day because of those high temperatures. So meteorologist Jill Gilardi is here with how hot it's going to get.
I know. Yesterday, it was pretty rough. Fortunately, I do have friends with a pool.
Yeah.
And, sitting in that, you're like, what heat wave? You know what I mean?
That's a good friend to have.
But yeah, but yesterday we only got up to 92. And I say we only got up to 92 just because where we're headed today.
Yeah. Wow.
So we're expecting a high near 100 degrees. Woo. So it's going to be feeling even hotter, and the actual air temperature even hotter, with records certainly in jeopardy. And so we're going to be talking about this dangerously hot and humid weather. Of course, that feels like temperature. Your body will say it's over 100 degrees for several hours if you're outside. So we're really, you got to be mindful of heat-related illnesses. Keep in touch with how your body's reacting to the heat if you must be outside in these conditions, and your pets too. You got to think for them. So they're out for a short bit. You're out for a short bit, and we're finding ways of staying cool. The next 3 days, first alert weather days. So we get 3 days of this pretty rough heat. Extreme heat warning most of the state today and tomorrow. The exception, the corners, it's really irrelevant. Heat advisory, heat warning. We all have to be careful outside. The other alert we have through tonight is an air quality alert. This is for ground level ozone. So if you suffer from any, breathing issues, asthma, things like that, this is not the most healthiest air to be breathing in for a long period of time. A little bit of haze in the sky this morning, a little bit of smoke aloft. No issues, though, in terms of that, reaching the ground. We've also seen a little bit of light haze closer to the ground due to some fog, but New London, we're brightening up. We're heating up fast. Look at that, already 81 in New Haven, and we are going to be talking about this is the best time through about 10 o'clock to go for that walk, do that little exercise you love to do outside. I know some of us are like, hey, Jim, I don't want to be on a treadmill. I want to go for a walk. Maybe you're like me. But yeah, once you get into the afternoon, forget about it. You don't want to be outside trying to do anything strenuous on your body. It's going to be in the 90s and again feeling hotter. So 4 o'clock, 97 inland is not the feels like temperature. Pay attention to the feels like temperature, that heat index on the First Alert Weather app, and that will tell you how hot it feels outside. There is a little bit of relief though. Look at down towards the shoreline. This is an area where, especially the southeastern part of the state, you will have the conditions right for you for those temperatures to be a little bit lower, a little bit more tolerable. So some of us may be like, beach day, but if that's not possible, stay in, stay cool the best you can, and make sure you stay hydrated if you got to be outside, and find those shady spots. But there is relief ahead. It's going to take a few days to get there, but we'll talk more about that coming up a little later in your First Alert forecast.
All right, Jill, thanks. Let's take you outside, give you a look at our roads here. We just had a crash come into our pinpoint traffic center, and you can see it there in the top left-hand side of your screen. This is in Windsor, 91 northbound between exits 35 and 36. The 2 left lanes are closed. You can see traffic just scooting by there because there was a 1-vehicle crash. Emergency crews on the scene right now. You see those flashing lights. And you can also see right next to it in that quad box, that's the delay that this is causing a little bit further down the road in Windsor. So if you're headed out in this area on the northbound side of 91 between exits 35 and 36, just be aware there was a 1-car crash and it's causing quite the backup there. We'll keep you posted on how emergency crews are dealing with this and when that clears. Elsewhere in the state, though, we're looking pretty good. That's your Connecticut Chevy First Alert traffic report driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
Right, we're giving you the first alert to record heat today and for the next few days as temperatures are expected to hit 100 degrees. Governor Lamont has activated our state's extreme hot weather protocol, opening cooling centers for people who need them across the state. You can call 211 or go to 211ct.org to find one near you. Whatever you do, you're going to have to find one way to beat the heat over the next few days. And fortunately, help has arrived in Waterbury just in the nick of time.
Yeah, your reporter Roger Suzanne in Waterbury with some ideas on how you and your family can stay cool.
That's right. I'm at the Fulton Park pool here in Waterbury. The only bad news for me is the pool does not open until 10 a.m. So I'm at the right place, but at the wrong time. Story of my life. But seriously, if you live here in Waterbury, your timing is just about perfect because all 3 of the city's public pools are now back open after getting major upgrades. Now, the facelifts include more splash pads and wheelchair-friendly entrances. They're all possible thanks to $19 million in federal funding. Now, you will likely need to arrive early, though, today because only 125 people are allowed to use the city's pool at a given time. And certainly we know with today's heat, they will be booming today. Now, if you're looking for other great ways to escape the heat, consider popping into a movie theater, museum, or mall. You also have some pretty good free options out there, like local libraries and, of course, our state's beaches. We know things will be much cooler along the shoreline. Now, back here in Waterbury, you can see the renovations here at Fulton Park look absolutely lovely. A tantalizing pool behind me here. Again, though, the pool opens at 10 a.m., but you want to arrive early, or better yet, think about making a reservation with the city's Bureau of Public Parks website. Reporting in Waterbury, I'm your reporter, Roger Suzanin, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, and today is a great day to download the First Alert Weather app. It will send you important weather alerts straight to your phone. You can download it by scanning the QR code there on your screen or search First Alert Weather in the App Store on your phone.
Right, we are on top of breaking news in Middletown, where crews are responding to a fire on Meeting House Lane.
And take a look at a picture here on your screen. This is from earlier this morning. Wow, look at those flames. Fire crews say 3 floors were engulfed when they got there. And this is the aftermath of that fire, what it looks like now. Multiple crews responded and were able to put out that fire pretty quickly, but a lot of damage left behind.
All right, let's show you a live look at the scene right now. We are told that everybody who was inside the fire and the home at the time now able to make it out. You can see a crowd of people now in the parking lot kind of talking things out, figuring out their next steps. No word on how many people lost their homes or what happens next for these folks, but we'll keep you updated.
Some big developing news right now we're following for you. Israel says they are attacking multiple government targets in Tehran, including a major prison there. This comes just after Iran says that the Fordo nuclear site was attacked again this morning after the U.S. hit it over the weekend. There's no word on who carried out this most recent strike, though.
And it all comes as President Trump is expected to meet with his national security team today, and as American leaders are pushing for peace. Bradley Blackburn is your correspondent, breaking it all down.
This morning, mixed messages on Iran. On social media Sunday, President Donald Trump wrote, "It's not politically correct to use the term regime change, but if the current Iranian regime is unable to make Iran great again, why wouldn't there be a regime change?" He posted hours after his Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, said this on CBS News Face the Nation.
What we are focused on is not the changing of the regime. Okay, that's up to the Iranian people.
Saturday's strikes on 3 Iranian nuclear sites were codenamed Operation Midnight Hammer. A White House official tells CBS News President Trump gave the final go-ahead from Marine One that same day during a call with Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth.
All of our precision munitions struck where we wanted them to strike and had the desired effect.
Satellite images show the aftermath of the strikes on Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. The president claimed on social media that monumental damage was done, with the largest damage far below ground level. Anti-war protests popped up around the U.S. Sunday as the White House now calls for diplomacy with Iran over its nuclear program. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News.
And new this morning, Governor Lamont says there are no threats against Connecticut, at least that have been detected since the U.S. attack on Iran. He met with the Department of Homeland Security to talk about this yesterday. Governor Lamont also says state organizations are closely monitoring the situation.
And good morning, everyone. On this First Alert Weather Day, it's all due to extreme heat. We've been giving you that first alert for, over 5 days now that we're going to be dealing with this kind of hot weather. We have those alerts across the state, a little variation, but either way, we're going to be dangerously hot out there both today and tomorrow. Keep up with these alerts through the First Alert Weather app, but it's all about how hot it is going to feel today. It's warming up quickly, but this is the best time of day if you need to get outside and do anything strenuous, knock out, mowing the lawn, things like that. Now's the time to do it. 71 Willimantic. It's already heating up though at New Haven, 81 degrees. The pups going for a walk on pavement. Do it this morning. If that's what you tend to take your dog on to go for a walk, you don't want to do so later in the morning, and especially in the afternoon. The pavement's going to be super hot, but you can always test it out with the back of your hand. And if it's hot for you, it's hot for them. When to water? Pretty much now. Those plants, especially the hanging ones, get zapped in this kind of heat. We're expecting again that hazy sunshine initially this morning. The 80s this afternoon for New London, the 90s. Look at that, mid and upper 90s for inland folks. And look at these temperatures. Yeah, this is not even close to where we should be for a normal high at the peak of our heating in July. 86 is the warmest we average. So well into the 90s. The exception, look at that. On Cassville, Niantic, low 80s. Old Saybrook, 86. There's that little bit of relief we're expecting today along the immediate southeastern shoreline. Otherwise, everyone's dealing with this brutal heat. But there is going to be an end to it, and we'll time that out for you coming out in the next 10 minutes or so.